Hello there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm back again with yet more Assassin's Creed Legends that I've tried to turn into Commander decks. Today is Edward Kenway, 2 blue, black and red for a 5/5 human assassin pirate, who at the beginning of each end step lets you create a treasure token for each tapped assassin, pirate and vehicle we control. And then when our vehicles deal combat damage to a player, we look at the top card of a player's library, exile it face down, and then we can play that card for as long as it remains exiled. Now, the downside to this is it doesn't give us the usual clause we get on these cards where you can say you can spend mana of any colour to cast these cards. So yeah, green and white cards may be a little bit hard to cast unless you want to use all your treasures up on them. So we've got to be a little bit careful, but this deck today does go through some of the things. So some assassins, some pirates, some vehicles and a bit of support. So this is what today's deck looks like. Okay, here we go. 100 tickets on MTGO, which is a little bit higher than what I usually aim for, I'll be honest. There are basically 5 cards you can take out which will drop the price of this down if you want to. Tabletop 595, again another couple of cards you can drop out which will drop the price down if you want to, but it works really well, this version, Edward Kenway, so this is basically what I'm aiming to build at the moment for them. So creatures, they are mainly well, they are all assassins and pirates. So Ruthless Ripper comes in, Death Touch 1/1 black. Avian Heart Stabber, just so we can get the big flyer eventually once we get 5 or more mana value cards in our graveyard, which is cool. And when it dies we get to mill 2 then draw, so it all helps a little bit. Captain Storm, Cozy Raider, artifact into the battlefield under control, put a +1/+1 counter on target pirate you control. Yep, that's fun because, you know, Dockside Extortionist is a pirate and makes us artifacts. That works. Kite Sail Corsair, just so we have another flyer in the air. Not the best pirate in the world, but I quite like it just for the attacking bit and having the flying going. Loyal Apprentice makes an appearance, the only creature in the deck that isn't an assassin or a pirate, but it is the lieutenant, so you know, it's an apprentice. Could be an apprentice of arts of, you know, assassin maybe, I don't know, but the colour stop the token has fun and has uses. Breacher's Eager Pillager makes an appearance. Whenever our pirates attack, we get treasure tokens, make something unable to block, or, you know, exile top card of our library and play it. The first one of the expensive cards for MTGO, Broadside Bombardiers. Both sacrifice another creature, deal the damage equal to its mana value +2. Captain Lannery Storm gives us treasures and gets bigger when we sack them. The other 2 cards that are here that aren't technically pirates or assassins, which I forgot about, to be honest, they weren't. Loyal Drake, draw a card when we've got Edward in play. And Loyal Subordinate, yeah, assassins will leave zombies behind at some stage, I'm sure. So yeah, if you control your commander, each opponent loses 3 life at the beginning of combat. That's cool. Admiral Beckett Brass ups Edward Kenway because he is a pirate at the end of the day. At the beginning of our end step, gain control of target non-land permanent controlled by a player who has dealt damage by 3 or more pirates this turn. So get your pirates in all on one. Arno Doran is also here. Death Touch, other assassins we control get +2/+0, so yep, cope with that. Azure Fleet Admiral makes us the Monarch, as does the Crimson Fleet Commodore. Dire Fleet Netbreaker pumps all our attacking pirates up by +2/+0. Ember Wild Captain lets us become the Monarch again. Do you get the theme? I like drawing cards, I like being the Monarch. And whenever you're the Monarch, whenever an opponent attacks you while you're the Monarch, the Ember Wild Captain deals damage to that player equal to the number of cards in their hand. So it does tend to sort of like protect you a little bit as well. Hostage Taker makes an appearance to get rid of that annoying creature or artifact and then cast and have it ourselves. Massacre Girl Gnome Killer just gives all our creatures a wither, and then we get to do some card draw when things die. Murderous Red Crap Necrotal. Well, Murderous Red Crap deals with small creatures twice. Necrotal deals with anything that isn't black or artifact once. Ramses the Assassin Lord pumps up all our assassins, and whenever a player loses the game, if they're attacked by an assassin you control, you win the game. Nice little workaround to win the game that way. Rooftop Assassin, Flash Flying, Lifelink, enters the battlefield, destroy target creature that was dealt damage this turn. Siege Gang Lieutenant is another one of the lieutenants that isn't one of the creatures, but at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control your commander, we get a couple of red goblins with block that can block. They do have haste, which is fine, but we can use them to block with. Or we can sack one off and then deal damage to any target. Thorn of the Black Rose is an assassin that makes us the Monarch. the other version of Admiral Brass, the unsinkable ones here, so we can mill the 4 and then return a pirate creature card from our graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. It has base power and toughness 4/4 and gains haste until the end of turn. The finality counters, if you remember, mean that when they get killed off, they get exiled instead of going to the graveyard. So, a little bit of reanimation is always useful. Massacre Guild does all the control we need. Port Razor gives us an extra combat turn. But it can't attack something we've already attacked, but it is a pirate. Zara, the Renegade Recruiter, attacks, look at defending player's hand. You may put a creature card from it onto the battlefield under our control, and attacking that player or planeswalker, return that creature card to their owner's hand at the beginning of the next turn. Best thing I've hit so far with this Crate-Hoof Behemoth. It was stupid. It just won me the game there and then. But yeah, hitting Crate-Hoof was quite good. And Boarding Party, just because it's a big creature, lets us cascade so we can get something else. Have a few of the more expensive things. So spells wise, not too many. Wheel of Fate, Vandal Blast to burp all the artifacts that are annoying us. Counter spell, Mana Drain for a little bit of control. The Rift to bounce everything if we can get an Alpha Strike in. Jessica's Will, because I just love it and it goes in all my decks I have red in it nowadays, so a bit boring I know, but I still think it's great. Damnation and Blasphemous Act gives a bit more board control. Quite a few artifacts, but a lot of them are vehicles, and I have gone a bit of a theme, so I've picked all the ones that look like ships. So if you've got some other artifacts you prefer playing, vehicles that you prefer playing, feel free to change them over. I went with ones that look like ships because it kept on theme for me, and they're not bad. Anyway, ramp, Jeweled Lotus. Kedwood Kenway is expensive, so potentially having him out turn 2 is pretty good. Or then just helping out with the casting cost when we get further down the line and he's been killed off a couple of times. Always good with the Jeweled Lotus. So that's it. Mox Tantalite and Soul Talisman here. Elixir of Immortality to shuffle everything back in. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet do the Rampage for us to start with, along with one of each of the respective talismans and Commander Sphere. But then we have one of the first vehicles, Heart of Kiran. There's no planeswalkers in decks, you will have to crew it, but it looks like a ship, kind of. Flying Vigilance, crew for 3, we can cope with that one. The Shadowed Carvel is obviously a ship, it's on water, we can see that. Crew for 2, whenever a creature you control explores, put a +1/+1 counter on the Shadowed Carvel, but obviously we're not exploring, but it's a 2/2, so yeah, might be able to get some damage and exile a card. From there, the Raider's Carve is also here. Whenever it attacks, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped. Nice, crew 3 for 4/4. The Golden Argosy attacks, exile each creature that crewed at this turn, return them to the battlefield tapped under their owner's control at the beginning of their next end step. What's really fun with this is if you can crew this with this, things get very much out of hand very quickly. Learned that. Anyway, Maskwood Nexus. This is what I've put in because I want everything to be a human or a pirate or an assassin. So Maskwood Nexus sorts this all out for us. And it's really very good with all the other things that pump up our assassins and our pirates. Assassins get +1/+1. So, it works brilliantly. I've kept it in, that's the reason that it's here. Nautiloid ship. I kind of figured it was sea-based. It may not be as flying. It's sea-based. It's Nautiloid. As battlefield, exile a graveyard. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may put a creature card exiled with it onto the battlefield under your control. Very nice way of nicking things. The Weatherlight is a flying ship. We all know what the Weatherlight does. Deals combat damage to a player. Look at the top 5. Historic card into your hand. The rest on the bottom of your library. Dusk Legion Dreadnought is obviously a ship, not a great one. 4/6 with Vigilance that crews for 2. Not the end of the world, but yeah, not the best one, but it's on theme. You can change them around if you want to. And Sky Sovereign Consul Flagship. Enters the battlefield or attacks, it deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Yeah, we'll go with that. Thank you very much. A few things that help us get everyone being assassin or pirate coming up, but we've got the Agent of Shadow Thieves at the moment. If no opponent has more life than that player, put +1/+1 counter on the creature, it gets Death Touch and indestructible until the end of the turn. Arcane Adaptation, we can turn everything into... I would strongly suggest you put this in and put this on assassins. There's more pirates in the deck than there are assassins, so getting everyone an assassin as well as a pirate helps. Black market connections on MCGO has dropped in price something chronic since Assassin's Creed was released. So there is one that you'll probably see that get a bit like Jessica's will. You'll probably see this turning up in decks that can have black in my videos from now on. Get a treasure, lose a life, draw a card, lose 2, or get a mercenary and lose 3. Fine by me. Shared Animosity, lovely card. Make everything into assassins, attack, everyone gets massively big very quickly. Kindred Discovery lets us draw cards when we have all our assassins enter the battlefield. And Reflections of Lichara, when we choose assassins we just get to copy them all, so we get multiple copies of all our assassins, which is lovely. Beyond that, lands, 36 of them, all of the usual blue, red and black lands you would expect in a deck. Nothing too fancy that you wouldn't expect to see. I suppose it's worth pointing out Urborg's here. Training centres also going up in price, and then my usual, this is here along with Reliquary Tower, the usual here, and that is it. That's my take on Edward Kenway. I think it's great. I'm very happy I've got the alternate art one. I bought one booster of Assassin's Creed so far, and the alternate art one of Edward Kenway was the one included in there, so I was very happy with that. So I'm building Edward in real life at the moment to play at my friendly local gaming store. If you think there's anything major I've missed out, let me know in the comments down below. I'd really appreciate it, and if you can hit the sub button if you haven't been here before, I'd really appreciate that too. 456, so 44 of hitting my magic 500 target for the end of the year, so if you can help out, please do. I'll appreciate it down below. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow when we're heading back over to Outlaws of Thunder Junction for the day, and then next week maybe some more Assassin's Creed, maybe start looking ahead at Bloomborough. We'll have a think and I'll see what I can come up with. But for now, thanks for watching, take care, see you on the next video, bye.